Southern African leaders have asked President Thabo Mbeki to facilitate talks between Zimbabwe's government and its opposition. They've also called on Western nations to lift their sanctions against Zimbabwe. The leaders completed a two-day emergency summit in Tanzania just minutes ago. At the same time, human rights watchdogs are warning of growing abuses in Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe arrives at the emergency SADC summit to discuss his country, not looking like a man ready to back down. His goal, to keep Southern Africa's presidents on his side and not back the West in its bid to isolate him. Back in Zimbabwe, his allies in ZANU-PF say the party is ready to choose Mugabe as its presidential candidate for elections next year. The opposition MDC says it will boycott the poll unless a new democratic constitution is negotiated first. The MDC says 65 of its members are still being held by police on suspicions of terrorism. The MDC denies it's involved in bombing and says planting weapons is an old government tactic.
In 1981, ZANU-PF planted arms in the farms of Zapu, led by Joshua Ngomo. They planted arms in those arms to give the pretext to ZANU-PF, to Robert Mugabe, of killing 20,000 Matebelens in Matebeleland.
Human rights watchers Tseke Kasambala recently returned from a two-week visit to Zimbabwe. She says now ordinary people are being beaten by police, not just MDC activists.
The level of repression was definitely higher. There's definitely more political tension in the air. You can tell that people are tired of what's going on. Something has got to give. This type of violence cannot just continue. I mean, it's either going to get much, much more violent, or things just have to come to an end.
More violence in Zimbabwe seems assured. President Mugabe doesn't seem to be going anywhere for now. Ben said, E! News, Johannesburg.
Government's drive to rename